So kind of switching gears from those English to metric or metric to English conversions, we're going to stay within the metric system, and we're going to convert from millimeters, so millimeters, and we are going to convert all the way to kilometers. And millimeter is smaller than the base unit. Actually, how much smaller? It is actually, what, 1/1000th of the base unit. And kilometers is bigger than the base unit. It is, what, 1,000 times the base unit. So what I would do is actually go through the base unit. It works pretty darn well. So I'm going to go millimeters to meters, and then I'm going to go meters to kilometers. Now I realize you can go in one kind of fell swoop, but I think this is more likely for us to get the right answer. So here we go. We're going to go from millimeters to kilometers ultimately through meters. So do you remember how many millimeters are there in 1 meter? How many meters are there in 1 kilometer? There are 1,000 millimeters in 1 meter, and there are 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer. So that's how I think of it. So we're going to use these equivalency statements. We're actually going to have the first term is going to be what we want to convert, and then we're going to use those two equivalency statements to get us down the road. So we're going to go from millimeters to meters. And so we're going to use this relationship. We're going to put millimeters in the bottom, put meters in the top, and this is really common to make a mistake here. And so in 1 meter there are 1,000 millimeters. All right, we good with that? Millimeters will cancel, we're left with meters, and we need to go on to kilometers. So going on to kilometers, we need to put meters in the bottom and kilometers in the top, and there are 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer. Then our meters will cancel, we left with units, kilometers. How's that look? Okay, so it's all about the units. Now don't let something looks kind of straightforward like within the metric system and those prefixes throw you off. Okay, we kind of remember kind of one big old divisor. So what we have is 1.2 times 10 to the 9th. We kind of talked about scientific notation. We'll be talking more about scientific calculators in this week's lab. In the top we have 1 and 1, so I'm not going to write that down. In the bottom we have 1,000 times 1,000. So again, feel free to go ahead and write that number there, multiply this out, and write that number there. Okay, and then do one last division, if that helps, for sure. Let's go ahead and see how we're going to round this. So we said if a number is packed up in scientific notation, how do you pick out its number of sig figs? You pick it out using the coefficient. So there are 2 sig figs in the coefficient here. Now, is there any uncertainty brought by any of those numbers, the 1 or the 1,000? No, there is no uncertainty. And why is that? They are exact, and they are exact due to, I think of it as by definition. Okay, the definition of milli and kilo. So we need to round our answer according to 2 sig figs. So what you're going to get is 1.2 times 10 to the 3rd, we have 2 sig figs there, times 10 to the 3rd kilometers. Dun dun!